Didn't go? Hello. It is Monday, and it is late afternoon, early evening. And I had a great time this weekend at the show at the CMOG, Corning Museum of Glass. This was the EBC, or Empire Brick Convention, or Empire BrickCon. And I did not get a lot of video at the show. Matter of fact, the only thing I did get video of was the Great Ball Contraption, but I will be posting that up. It'll probably appear after this clip. Or no, it probably would have appeared before this clip. but I didn't get any other video. There is some other stuff I will show. There was a couple of parts drafts, and I got some stuff from the buy-sell trade that we had, and so there's some stuff going on in here, and we will talk about that at a different clip. And I got a number of orders while I was away. I had 10 orders. 10 orders. One to Bricks Rock, which is pretty small, and then 8 other normal orders, and then one that I had some problems with. There was a problem with the customer being able to pay at checkout, and so they chose another option, and that seems to have devolved into all sorts of problems. So I'm trying to find a solution for it. Essentially, their payment did not go through because they grabbed the email address that's attached to my Bricklink account, not the one that's attached to my PayPal, because it's not the same address. And so, yeah, I'm trying now to figure out how to solve this. And so we'll see what we can come up with. They're being somewhat patient, and I appreciate that greatly. So, yeah, but I did pull 5 orders just now. And so we're going to take a look at that. So this top one is actually somebody in the lug. Just a few random pieces here, new. Technic pins in blue. They ordered 200 of them before. Here's 90 more. And then a little cat. And then this is the next order. Just these used pieces right here, including this one battle droid. Over here, these are all used, including those Bionicle feet. They bought all I had of those 2 versions in that color. So the Bionicle feet keep selling, and I am looking forward to getting more Bionicle up in the store. That may happen soon. We will see. Next order over here, they did get a couple of new pieces. They got this long Technic axle in the bright green. That's always cool. These larger corner type pieces. So they are 3x3, but then with the 2x2 cutout. Some Technic regular pins, and then some other Technic pieces. So they're doing something. Clearly, they're doing something. In this order over here, they ordered a whole bunch, 81 of these 1x4 sand green bricks new, and all the rest of this is used. Technic again, and then a bunch, all I had of the light bluish gray hinge piece. 19 of them, as I recall. So yeah, we're going to get these orders packed up. It's too late for the post office today, but I have more orders to pack, so I'm just going to do them all and bring them tomorrow. I had put up on my terms that orders would go out today or tomorrow, so it's still within my terms, and so that's the way it goes. But yeah, I spent several hours trying to figure out the issues with that one order, and I probably should have just dealt with these first and maybe gotten them to the post office, but that's the way it goes sometimes. Hopefully nobody is in terrible need for these. And this one is going to be a local pickup at our lug meeting a week from today on Monday. So yeah, that is what I got going on. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below, and we'll see you in the next clip. Hello. It is later on Monday night, and I've just pulled 3 more orders. This first one is a real big one. Well, you might say it doesn't look big, but that's because these are only the new parts. They ordered 5 of the Poppy Trolls figure, and a couple of this Mario buildable figure as well. Those are all new. And then these are the used figures they bought. And all they bought was figures. There wasn't a single non-figure purchase. In a lot of cases, they bought everything I had. 3 of this one, 2 of this, 2 of that, 4 of that, etc., etc. There was one figure that, this one, they bought 3 of it. It's one of the Star Wars figures. And I actually had 5, so that left me with 2. But everything else, they bought what I had. They even got these 3 Duplo figures, Mickey and 2 different versions of Minnie. So yeah, we got that. Second order was over here. Just a few new pieces here. A couple of shark bodies, those rock bases, and that one 2x2 with the corner cutout plate. And then a bunch more used pieces. They bought this helicopter base, which is one of the pieces I thought would never sell, but there you go. This is a larger brick right there. Let's see what else is interesting. A couple of those dark turquoise grills. Some of the trans dark blue slope there. Interesting enough, this one was kind of awkward. They had ordered 5 of these, and you'll see 5 of them in there. When I got there, there was only 2 in the drawer. I looked through the transportation area, pretty much all of these units. I looked through every drawer to try to find if there was more somewhere, and I did not find any. Did I miss it? Maybe. And then I went through my inventory and I looked, and there's this piece over here. Let me see if I can grab it here. This piece here that actually holds those And I had 3 of this exactly with this light gray base and the trans clear middle with the tire. So I pulled 3 of them and deleted this from inventory so I can re-add just the base part. So we were able to fill that order, and then I deleted the remaining ones. It said I still had like 27 of them, which is really weird. I have no idea how I got that happen, but in any case, this order, a few new pieces over here, and some more used ones. Probably the big one is that copper dome. It's, I believe that's one of the Buzz droids on one of the Star Wars sets. It goes to that, I think. These 2 pieces here are brown, and then just some other pieces through there. Those 2 Technic pieces are dark gray instead of dark bluish, so there's some interesting colors through there. But that's all so far, and I think I still have 1 to 2 more orders to pull. So yeah, still trying to solve the other order problem too. It's probably not going to get solved until tomorrow at the earliest. So that's what we're going to work on now, is packing these orders up. For sure that's going to be a box. This one may end up being a box because of the rocks, the sharks, because there's sharks on both sides, and then the helicopter base. And this one will probably go in a padded mailer just because there's not too much down there. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm going to work on packing that up, and then we'll go to the next step. As always, thank you. Hello. It is later on Tuesday night. And so stuff has happened, and I did get one more order, or had another order that I packed up that I did not take any video on. But we're going to talk about Empire BrickCon now and stuff I got. It was a great show, as you've seen in the video for the Great Ball Contraption. It's the only video I took. It was very busy, so I was lucky to get that. So over here, stuff. So this Lego set here, which has got a little bit of tear right here, which I think probably had wrapping paper on it or something like that. That I bought at the thrift store today. It's still sealed. I also bought these plexiglass sign holder things. They're only a couple of bucks. We use those in the lug sometimes. I also got a puzzle that I'll probably try to sell at some point somewhere. Not Lego. But anyway, at Empire BrickCon, we had our buy, sell, trade kind of thing we do, or a swap or something like that. So I ended up getting 2 copies of this. This is the Northern Lights diorama that I did not get any myself. So there, I got a couple of them. That's not terribly interesting, but the interesting thing is the one below it. This. It's the Set 002 Motor Pack. And it's just such an interesting thing. And it's weird. And that's kind of why I bought it. I probably paid a little bit too much for it. But it's still with the box. They're probably relatively unused. So yeah, it's really cool. I might look at that a little bit more later, but that is what we got for that. Somebody was selling some parts, and these are 2 of the police box parts from one of the Doctor Who sets on like a white window. So I bought those. And let's see, down here, these are parts drafts. This was one set. Those are the parts I got from it. And this is another set. These are the parts I got from it. That'll require a little bit of sorting down there. So that's fun. Normally I would get to pick them. I just said pick for me because I was too busy. Couldn't leave the table really. And then here, this is Empire Bricks, which is a store down in Painted Post. They have a parts table, much like at Bricks Rock. So I bought one of their large bags of parts. I probably could have gotten a few more in there. I did find a penny, so there's already a penny back on my investment. I probably could have gotten a few more parts in there, and then Ben stuck one in. There it is. It's that sand blue slope right there. He found that and stuck it in quick. But yeah, that is stuff that I got there. And then I also got some keychains there. And you might be like, keychains? What do I need keychains for? Well, I don't need them, but they were interesting. And it's actually, Ben had pointed out to me that they had one of these. Let's see. This is the one Ben pointed out to me. Here. It's just a little colonial dude or something like that. See, it's got the Lego logo on the back, which usually is they use for a keychain. But I also got 2 other ones. I got this one, which is the Indian Chief. That's really cool. And then the last one I got, move this out of the way, is this castle dude, the king. It does not have the Lego logo on the back. It's a little odd. So maybe it's not official, but who knows. but it's got a card as well. So yeah, it's really cool. I'm going to, since this one has the card, I will look up the number on Bricklink and see if there's any listing for it. But that is pretty much all I've got going on down here at the moment. I am expecting help tomorrow. And I can't think of a single other thing at the moment. So, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below, and we'll come back with some more content. Thank you. Hello. It is fairly late on Wednesday night. I did have help here today for like 6 hours, 6.5 hours. It was really helpful. So they put away all the parts that I got in the parts drafts. That was very good. And then they pulled these two orders. This one, lots of minifigure parts. These are the used ones. A couple of those blue plumes there. And then these are all the new parts over here. Down here, just a few new parts over here. And then these were the used ones over here. Got a bunch of blasters in various forms and a boom box and just this, that, and the other. So we'll get those packed up and sent out shortly. However, what else we did was the two of us worked on that large order, pulling from both ends of the order at the same time and meeting in the middle. And it took us about 3 to 3.5 hours for both of us working on it. And this is the pull here. It's yeah, I've already packed it up. I didn't take any video beforehand. Like this bag here, this is all, well, it's all snot, and then I just put in a bag of some slopes and stuff just because the bag itself wasn't full. So now I need to find a box for all this, but like these two rows here are the used pieces, and these two here are the new pieces. And I think there was some duplication between used and new where they got the same part in both. But it was just immense. There was like 340, 350 different lots. It was like 1,300 pieces. So it took a while. So yeah, we got that done. What else is going on here? He took care of the relocating those to the onesie-twosie drawers for me. And that's pretty much it. Not much else went on. He did find a set that I had here that he was interested in. And it was already open, so he checked it to see how complete it was. And it looks like it was complete, so he took that as part of his payment. And so, yeah, we're just moving along with stuff. I was hoping to get to this. That was the original plan until this large order showed up and then had some problems. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and get to that next week, perhaps. And maybe some other stuff in between. But for the time being, I still have some packing to do. This one is, like I said, mostly packed. I just have to find a box and get it ready to go. And then those two need to get packed up. But that's quick work compared to this. It'll probably take me longer to get a box, get the box padded, get this stuff in there, seal it up, get it postage bought, then it'll take me to deal with both of those together. So that's all right. And all of these trays were in use at one point for parts. So yeah, got to get those trays back on the cart here. And then I stole some from the table over there, which I usually put them on to keep the laptop up above the lip. And I stole a couple from over where Ben was working. So yeah, I just got to return all those to where they belong. But that's what I got going on. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. And we'll come up with some other update afterwards. Thank you. Hello. It is later on Thursday evening. And Ben has been here and left. And he did mostly just some work over in his area. He did get a file prepared. So next time he's here, he can probably get that put away pretty much right away. He's got some trays over here with all sorts of goodies in them. We've got some sales and that sort of thing in there. So that'll be fun to get put away. Looks like more of the same sorts of stuff. Oh, plain black legs. Those will sell pretty well. So just that kind of stuff in general. Over here, I've been doing a lot of stuff. I had to be out of the house today for a little bit. If you'll notice, those tall drawer units are not here anymore. Maybe you don't notice, but they are not there. They've been moved over here. So they are now right here, all 5 of them. And there was a stack of totes here that was in the way of the last bit. And those have moved over there by the door, just to the left of the pole, although the pole is closer. It just looks physically to the left of the pole. And I pulled some stuff out, the 1x4 brick from the store that I bought. And I quality controlled it and put it over with the 1x4 that's already been done over here. And as you can see, there's some that I changed the quantity on because I added some to it. And then there's probably one or two up here somewhere that I changed the quantity of, I think. There was one that actually didn't have any quantity in the store, the light aqua here. Or there was some in the store that I had none here already, so that was kind of a little odd. I did then pull the 1x3 brick, which is in this first one, and the 1x2, which is in the two behind, so that when we get to those, we can add those in as well. This is the tote of 1x4 that I brought with me to quality control while I was at Empire BrickCon. Never touched it. And then, of course, there is still some 1x4 down here that needs to be quality controlled. In this tote, white, black, and I believe that's dark bluish gray. So there's, I think, 6 colors left, because there's 3 there and there's 3 in this tote here. I am going to get some help tomorrow, so we'll probably work on some of that. I also checked, and the 1x1 brick seems to be pretty much in this drawer here, and you can see it in there. So then I went down and I pulled the stuff from this one, STO2, which ended up being large brick. So I've been dealing with large brick, and I've got a whole bunch of stuff here put away, already put away. 2 empty trays up there that I just finished. Decided I should take some video down here. Nothing particularly stupendous, although there was an interesting case. This one down here, these 2 10x10 bricks. There's just no supports underneath or anything. They're pretty old. But yeah, got those in there, and then I moved this down here as well because I needed some space in a drawer. So that's what we got going on there. And I think that's probably all I have at the moment. There should be like 700 parts here that I should be able to get up a little bit later today. So, I think that's all for now. I'm going to call this the end of the vlog, and so anything that happens tomorrow will go in the next vlog. As always, thank you, and we'll see you in the next bit.